That's the first one I've seen. You can see where they're called black-tailed rattlesnakes, obviously, too. Absolutely beautiful snake. Now he's gonna be a right true grump. Oh yeah, they're getting all the moths. He's just too pretty. I'm very curious. He's come back out on the road and he noticed me now. So they're only really bitey if you act towards grabbing them. This is a species of toad that I've not gotten to see before. Afternoon, everyone. We are currently a little under halfway through the drive down to start our trip into Texas. The trip that I was originally going to do in August, but it was pushed back due to permitting issues. Texas is a rather special place, northern center of the Chihuahuan Desert and home to a number of very interesting nearly endemic species. Certainly endemic as far as the United States go. It's going to be a little bit of a different beast down there though, since cruising on the roads is a little harder down there. You're not technically allowed to do it in most places. So a lot of what we'll be doing is trying to walk road cuts, places where the highways and back roads slash through the sides of hills and mountains, leaving rock faces uncovered, and a lot of reptiles like to hang out on those. So the weather has predicted to be a little bit on the dry side, but I'm hoping that due to it being a little later in the year and there was moisture that passed through in the past week, that things will still be okay. So we're starting off tonight. Once we get there in the Davis Mountains, fingers crossed we'll see some cool stuff. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Texas. Doesn't look like much here, but that'll change in about an hour. I arrived within the Davis Mountains region just in time to see the sunset, and sorry to say, Texas, you've got a long ways to go if you want to beat a Colorado sunset, but it was beautiful nonetheless. Got out onto the first really empty back roads to start looking for stuff, and actually didn't take long before the first thing showed up. There's a snake. Oh, gonna need tweezers. Actually, we won't. Well, not too much surprise that the first snake we found is a baby diamondback crossing the road. Interesting patterns on this guy too. They're going to be quite common though, so, or most likely they'll be common, so we'll just try and see if we can convince him to move off the road, and we'll keep moving. Got a young coyote out on the road. Unfortunately, he's staying on the road and not getting off. Hopefully he'll stay to one. Oh, come on, dude. There we go. And see? That's my very first Crotalus ornatus. Look at him. And there we go. This is the ornate or western black-tailed rattlesnake, Crotalus ornatus. Just crossing the road here. Named ornatus for that really intricate pattern on the neck. And we're just kind of let him move on his way off here, because Texas has some weird laws about the animals on the road, but no way I can't stop and look at these guys. That's the first one I've seen. You can see where they're called black-tailed rattlesnakes, obviously, too. Absolutely beautiful snake. Though I'm probably of the opinion that these guys should have remained as just a subspecies of the overall black-tailed rattlesnake species, whatever you call them, they are an absolutely gorgeous animal, and that neck pattern is pretty characteristic of the animals down here. Incredibly reticulated, net-like, and of course ornate pattern, and as evidenced by this guy, they're pretty quiet animals overall unless you really bother them, and we'll get to see a couple more throughout the trip. They are one of the more common rattlesnakes up in the rocky areas up here. That's where they like to live. They're not really a flatlands animal. That's the realm of a lot of other rattlesnake species. But these guys love the hills, the mountains, the canyons, and cliff sides. Oh, it's a little gopher. cool. Well, these guys aren't new, but they're always a fun sight to see. Little young gopher snake crossing the road. We'll just let him keep on going on his way, though. There you go, sir. And away he goes. So most of herping in Texas consists of doing exactly what I'm doing here. Just walking along a big rock face on the side of the road, looking for anything and everything that might be active out and about. It's unfortunately a technique that's not liable to produce a lot of things, but oftentimes when it does produce, it'll produce some really impressive animals. Unfortunately, there is a downside in which if you're using lights and it's moist out, which it appears to be out here right now, you will get absolutely flooded with bugs. So there is a bit of a trade-off there. I discovered that the local prickly pear cacti were in fruit at this time, but not a whole lot else on that first rock face, so continued down the road. And it's another diamondback. Good color on him too, actually. There's way too much traffic out here for this guy to be on the road, but here he is. Beautiful diamondback. We're gonna make sure that he moves safely across. Interesting colors they have around here. Kind of midway between the dark ones I saw in Oklahoma and the light ones you get further west. Very cool. Anyway, so many pickup trucks coming through, so we're gonna make sure he moves. Well, a quick poke kind of got him on his own way, and that's the best thing. So there he goes, safely in the grass. Nice. Alright, it might be a little hard to see there. There's another blacktail on the hunt up at the top of this little cut here. I'm going to see if we can get up any closer to him. Would you look at this beautiful animal. Even darker neck pattern than the other one. He's just on the cruise right at the top of this little cut here. Not sure if we see him or not, but it's so pretty. So if you watch previous videos that I've done, you'll notice the difference in these guys from the westerns is how they have this really intricate, lacy, interconnected pattern across their neck, and it only devolves into the little bands and bars down further, and even those are a lot more ornate than the ones you see in the westerns. They do intergrade in kind of west central New Mexico, but out here this is pure ornatus. It is so beautiful. We're going to get to just leave him right where he is too, to keep hunting. So not a huge number of species, but hey, we got the first new one for the trip. Hopefully that trend will continue throughout the week. It'd be really nice to see at least one new species each day. There's certainly plenty of them that we could find down here. The dry weather is certainly potentially causing some issues. The fact that there's these odd cold spots up here in the mountains too also may be causing some issues. That probably won't be part of the factors the rest of the week though. Everywhere else is going to be a whole lot warmer, but hopefully as I move further south and then east, we'll see a little bit more moisture, maybe bring some other things out. Still in range for almost everything throughout the rest of the week. There's a couple areas where we'll be in where there's some specialties that are only in those spots, so fingers crossed we manage those on the days we're there. But otherwise, tomorrow hopefully we'll be heading down towards the Big Bend region, taking a brief visit at probably the national park, and then stopping by non-park areas for some cruising and road cut herping. So until then though, If you enjoy educational videos, wildlife adventures like this, and you'd like to help support, do consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/hcarlton. Members there do get exclusive benefits back, such as access to the seed contests I do every month and merchandise that are set up for each tier. If you don't want to subscribe for a monthly thing like that, you can always do one-time donations at Coffee. That link will be in the video description below. You can also buy stuff at the website, carltoncarnivores.com. Or if you can't support financially, just like the videos, share them, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the black bell so you don't miss any notifications. And you can always find more information on the website at Carlton Carnivores. There's the database and blog there, as well as more videos, tidbits, little info things that I will post on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Carlton Carnivores. But until next time, I'm Hawken Carlton, and this is Carlton Carnivores.